Yo, what's good, YouTube? Nate Games late here. I am completely new to uploading 2K, NBA 2K videos to YouTube, but I have been playing since 2K15, and I feel like I've made some interesting builds. I mainly like to play point guard, shooting guards, but every once in a while, I like to switch it up. So I'm going with the small forward for my second character in 2K20. My other character is a slashing shooting guard for Park, but I don't really like it in the my career. So I was actually looking to build a player that is good for my career, specifically small forward. And I actually went online and I was doing some research on a GOAT build for small forward, and I kind of tweaked it a little bit. I did find this one guy's video, and he picked playmaking defensive player, but I kind of switched mine around a little bit, and as you can see right here, I went with shooting and defensive because I'm just one of those players where I like to shoot from deep. I like to create shots, so I like to play shot creators, and I like to get those blocks and those steals. So I went with shooting defensive, and I know your ball handling is a little low, and your dunks are kind of low in the 70s, but your close shot is still 84 if you max it out. But there were some things I actually didn't touch in this category. So yeah, I picked the shooting and defensive, and then for physical, I picked the first one because obviously you want speed and that acceleration. And I'm sure you're wondering, like, why would you pick the first one if you want speed and acceleration? To drive to the dunk or drive to the rim to dunk or layups and stuff. But you're about to see in a second why I picked the very first one. The only downside to this is you're only going to have one finishing badge. But again, I'm not really of a finishing player. So I mean, you can tweak this around a little bit if you want to, but obviously at first you're going to want to completely max out your defense and your shooting because those are the obviously two main categories. And at the end of maxing all this out, I think you have about 20 defensive. Yeah, you have 20 defense and rebound badges. And then I think it was like 14 shooting, I believe. Oh, sorry. This is one of the categories I didn't touch. I didn't touch my post fade or post hook at all because I'm just not really of a post. I don't like posting up, or that's just not my type of character. So max all that out, and then what I ended up doing here is I ended up making my close shot a 71, and then I made my diving dunk a 70. I maxed that out, and then my driving dunk, I maxed that out, and then in pass accuracy, I didn't max my pass accuracy or ball handling completely. Um, so that would be a 75. And okay, so yeah, pass accuracy is the only one thing I really didn't actually max out that I actually didn't touch because I didn't touch my standing dunk, my post hook, my post fade, or my post move. So pass accuracy is the only one that's a little bit off on points. So this is the way it looks right now. Is that's the only downside. You have one finishing badge. You have 13 shooting. Oh, I'm sorry, 13 shooting because I didn't max out my post fade, 4 playmaking, and 20 defensive. So this is what it should look like without actually having everything set up. And you're about to see how I'm going to increase my finishing and my playmaking, and my defensive and my shooting a little bit more when I do this right here. I mean, the body shape doesn't really matter. I just went with slight, and then here, most small forwards, are usually either 6'7", 6'8". But if you actually go here and look at 6'6", it increases your driving layup, your driving dunk, your mid range, your 3-point shot, your free throw, your pass accuracy, and your ball handling. So a bunch of my stuff in my finishing and my playmaking actually went up. So I know you lose some of your stuff in your defense, but you're about to see why I do this in a second. And also you get increased in a lot of your physical stats. Your speed goes from 82 to 85, your accelerator goes from 78 to 82, and your vertical goes from 68 to 72, and you only lose one strength. So it's actually not that bad. And then so for my weight here, to actually gain some of my defense back, I ended up going with 218 weight, so I go back into the 70s for my interior defense. And then my wingspan, I ended up with going. I ended up going with 80.9. So you do lose a little bit of your block. You go down into the high 70s, and you only lose one for steal, but everything else, like my interior defense, stayed the same. It's still back in the 70s. And then the reason why I picked 80.9 is because I noticed my ball handling went up by one, so I'm at least at a 72 now. And the one that I really liked was my 3-point shooting went up to an 80. So that is what I actually mainly looked. I was like, when I was switching around and stuff, I was like, I really like this 80.9 wingspan because my 3-point shot accuracy is now in the 80s. So this is what the build looks like with everything in there. So I mean, as you can see, the close shot is still, in the 70s at least. Your driving dunk is in the 70s. Driving layups in the 70s. Your driving dunk is almost in the 80s. So I mean, that's why I went with um, the speed and acceleration, because you can still drive to the dunk and do some driving dunks and maybe some driving layups. But I mainly like shooting from deep and shooting my mid-range shots and creating shots. So I like to play shot creators. Your defense is still great. Your steals, your blocks, your interior, especially your perimeter, and at least you still have some decent ball handling and pass accuracy. And again, I'm not really much of a I don't like standing dunks, or I don't like post moves or anything. So I went with the 80.9, and I obviously picked shot creator because I just like making shots. I was interested in spot up shooter because I do like to shoot deep, but because my 3-point shooting is actually now in the 80 range anyway, I just went with a shot creator, and I actually found that build pretty interesting. So let's see who we actually So we're similar. We're a two-way sharpshooter. We're similar to Jimmy Butler, Paul George, and Luka Doncic. So actually, two-way sharpshooter. That's pretty interesting. So yeah, hopefully you guys might enjoy this build, and hopefully that kind of helped you guys out of a small forward build that you're interested in. Let me know if you guys actually use it and how well you guys think it is. But I'm definitely going to start using this for my career, small forward. So yeah, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe if you guys like the video. And if you like the build, definitely try it out. And I'll definitely putting some more NBA 2K up on YouTube. So I'll catch you.